The main problem people have in relationships, or one of the main problems, is they make assumptions.
Yeah.
Right? And as a coach, I assume that when I take you in under my wing and I'm going to let you sleep in my house and get you sponsors and all that, like you see me as a family member, and we're like a strong team that we're going.
It's similar to a father-son relationship.
It's very similar to father-son. That's a whole other discussion because I notice most people who do fighting professionally do not have a father figure.
It's a very common theme.
It's a very common theme, and essentially the structure is coming from that coach, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's actually parents bring their kids to martial arts because they need discipline.
Yeah.
Right? It's one of the key things. So that bonding relationship can get funny sometimes, right? Like I had a guy that again was living in my house. We found him sponsors. We gave him jobs. And he eventually got a...
I know that guy too.
Yeah. Eventually,
Two of them.
We got him a big fight, and he needed to get medical bills paid to fight. I fronted the money out of my pocket. It was like $4,000 or something like that. And like, oh, with the money you make from the fight, pay me back. All right. Wins this fight, disappears.
Goes to a different gym. Yeah.
Goes to a different gym. And then I was like, did he just leave the gym just because he didn't want to pay me back?
Yeah.
But it turns out there was more to it. My brother at the time, where the gym was starting to do well, he got himself a new car. And the guy was talking crap. He's like, how can Master Marcos get himself a new car, when he knows I don't have a car yet?
Yeah.
And then I was like, what?
Yeah. No, it's not.
Right?
It's not.
So like the relationship get funny, but it's because everybody was making assumptions on both sides of what roles we're going to play in this relationship.
Yeah.
And they need to be ironed out. You know, so like what you're talking about before, if you're going to be a pro, you should be writing out a contract, right? You should be stating out like, this is what I'm doing. This is what you're expected to do. You know, these are the things I'm not doing. You know, that way there's no ambiguity. And you might say, oh, but how come we can't just trust each other? Like,
it doesn't work.
Because everybody...
See, like some people are worthy of trust. Like some people, like a handshake means the world to them. Like I feel like I'm that guy. But not everyone operates like that, because what happens is you create gray area.
Yeah.
In gray area is where bullshit thrives.
Yes.
You know, you can't. The trick in life, I'm coming to learn at a very late age, is that you have to make that gray area as narrow as possible until it disappears, because that's when you're going to have all the problems. And when you have this buddy-buddy relationship, or we're family, then people always create expectations. That's the gray area, right? Yeah. And those expectations are always not always on the same page. So, like, there's one thing I'm doing now at the gym. I'm writing a manual for students. I have manuals for my instructors that we're writing, manuals for parents, and for students. So when the student signs up, he has his hand on a manual. These are the rules of the gym.
Yeah.
Because I think that right there gets rid of a lot of the gray area, because now they know what to expect. Because the professor always assumes loyalty.
Yeah.
And the students all the time think, I'm going to do what's best for me. Because there's that me attitude that, going back to that cultural difference that we're describing, like that has become so prevalent in MMA and is becoming more in BJJ. Like, what's best for me. And I get that, but like, where does that individuality starts crossing over with your morals? Yeah. Whereas like, there's a moment there, I'm like, okay, me, but this guy did a lot for me. Is it okay to dump this person who's helped me my whole life because the decision I'm going to make next, it benefits me? You see what I'm saying? Yeah. Where is that line between what's best for you, but also your morals? And I think those lines are getting blurry in a lot of times in these discussions. And